Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So what you see in front of me is OnePlus Pad 3 unboxing. Hope I can get that. Pretty big on my table, using my phone to record. So I haven't done a video for what, about 2 weeks now. So I just want to announce something. I've actually started work. I started work a week ago, and I've been hardcore training. So I've been training on the new job. Haven't had much time. I won't tell you what the company I'm working for. Let's just say it's a big tech company. Very similar role, a little bit different. I'm dealing with more ticketing. I'm a tech. My role is actually a technical engineer for a big company. So I'm learning all the ropes on that at the moment. So I'd like to say thank you for anybody who wrote some comments and wished me well. Good luck. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Anyway, let's get back to this OnePlus Pad 3. Been eagerly looking for this. I have a OnePlus Pad 2 from last year. Check that out. I said it was one of the best Android tablets of that time. It's 12.1 inch. So here's the bundle here. Of course, I got the supercharger. Just goes to search. Tells me that inside this little thin box there will be no charger. You know what Floss will say, right? I won't repeat it, but you got that. I won't use it because I've got plenty of these chargers. Also, the bundle is the magnetic keyboard, which with the trackpad, which I mentioned later on why it's so important to have a trackpad now. So this one is a 512, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 13.2 inch display. It's using the latest Snapdragon. Speaking about, I'm talking about specs, but at the beginning of the intro, I put the specs in. You can go back and pause it, but I just kind of go through it. It's the latest Snapdragon, so it's actually the top range Snapdragon. Unlike the last year one wasn't the top range, but this one is a 512, 16 gigabytes of RAM. So if you follow me, you know that I buy a lot of stuff like this, right? But I also register for like early bird. So the early bird, I got £50 voucher. So £50 voucher. Plus, I think it's still available, so double check that. So 512, 16 gigabytes of RAM was selling for the same price as the 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 plus the £50 offer discount. Plus you got the keyboard and the charger. Check this out, for $479.99, say 480. Now that is a bargain if I ever seen one. If I remember last year, the same bundle set cost me like $450. So £30 more, it's a no-brainer considering the inflation of the year, bigger screen, bigger battery. Speaking about battery, this is a whopping 12,140 milliamp battery. There's a couple of downsides. For example, this is still using IPS LCD screen, but I've never been. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to have the OLED because if you watch my review about the Magic Pad on the Magic Pad 2, if I remember correct, has an OLED, and it is better than I kept on saying it's probably the best screen, but I still think the OnePlus Pad 2 was my overall favorite. But as in saying that, on the Magic Pad 2 was a better screen, but it's not like so clear you can see it. But because I think LCD has definitely gotten better. But would I like to have OLED? Of course, but you know, for this price, seriously, for this price, I mean, just take a comparison to a Samsung Ultra, similar spec. I'm talking about 1,500, or even an iPad 1,500 for that. Think about that, 480, right? Fair enough, I got the bundle, but still 480. Come on, 480. So enough talk. Let me just put my keyboard aside and I'll just do the unboxing. There's only one color though, which is a shame. Then again, last year was the same thing. It has almost the exact same design as the Oppo Pad 5 that got released a couple of months ago in China. You know, we all know they're the same company, and apart from phones, some of the OnePlus 13 or the Oppo Ultras, for example, most of the other devices, when they get released in the UK or in the West, you'll be just rebranded as a OnePlus. You still got your signature white and red boxing, nice and thin, which is always, I know it's saving space, but that's a good hint it doesn't have a charger in it. Here's the, nice, it's actually, that's pretty good. Ain't too light. What is it? I can't actually remember the weight, but like I say, go back and check the specs at the intro scene. Here you are, you've got the paperwork and inside cable, A to C, usual red paperwork, and that's it, no charger. What would Floss say? I won't repeat it, but if you know what the reference I'm talking about, you get what I'm saying. Okay, let's put that inside here. It's pretty thin. I do like this. Let me key. It's just a single color, which is a shame. But then again, last year's model was the same, only had one color. I wish to at least have 2 extra colors, you know, maybe 2 colors. It's nice and thin. Actually really well built as well. It's got, you know, when you just take a product out, you can just feel it's got a nice weight. It's well balanced. It's not too top heavy, middle heavy. It's nice balance. It's a nice material, flush material at the back. Let's get rid of this sticker. Use your OnePlus logo then. There is one thing I did kind of miss though. The design where, if you remember last year's version, even the one before that, the 11.6 inches, you had the camera here, and you had that kind of design, the kind of circular. I actually missed that because now it's on the side here. I've always said this, I know design is subjective, but I always believe that, you know, there's a reason why Apple does certain things, and even Vivo with their circular, Xiaomi have a certain distinctive design. It's because you can spot it from a distance, right? By having it like this here, it pretty becomes a bit more generic. It does, because you can hide that from a glance. You know, you might be mistaking it as any other tablet, a Samsung tablet, whatever. But by having that circular one here and a circular design, you know, I think they could have kept it 3rd generation in a row. It could have been like their signature. But hey, what do I know? Nice darkish blue. I know that there's a little light up there and on the side, so it's kind of having this. I need to get myself one of the big circular lights soon. You've got the connection here for the keyboard. It's got 8 speakers, if I remember correctly. There's 2 here. You've got a power button, what seems like the power button right there. Okay. USB-C, look at that, look how thin it is. It's just about squeezed the USB-C here. They probably have to use maybe USB-C micro soon. More speakers here. And I think the rest of the speakers is coming out and then somewhere like around here. I know it's got 8 speakers. Then you got volume rocker. This one here seems maybe a fingerprint, I'm not sure, but I don't use fingerprints on the side. I really don't like it. I prefer fingerprints under this display. I'd probably just put a pin on that. Then you got the camera. I mean, I couldn't care less too much of cameras really. I mean, who takes pictures of a camera this size? The front camera, fine. You can probably use it for kind of like work and so on. Okay, let me just put that aside. And let me just unbox the keyboard, smart keyboard. Because if you watched my video last time, I've been using that for quite a lot of things. You know, doing some work, like, you know, office work, like Word, PowerPoint, Excel. And one thing I've learned though is because as Apple and Android, the tablets are getting so good now, it's very, very close to a full-on PC in certain ways. And that's why the size is almost matching the size of laptops. And I was saying that because I got the OnePlus 2 first, OnePlus Pad 2 first, before the On the Magic Pad, right? On the Magic Pad came with a keyboard and everything, but it did not come with a trackpad. And once you use a full-size trackpad on the tablet, it's kind of hard to go back and not have a tablet, you know. I mean, the trackpad. Anyway, paperwork. Nice. They come in 2 pieces. It's like last year's model. If you watch it, you know that. Whoops, I've just knocked my camera. You know that you can actually detach this, the keyboard, and actually still use it wirelessly as well. It actually looks pretty solid. I love it. Look at that. It feels like it's got about a millimeter travel. Here's a keyboard. I mean the back case. So there you go, the clip. Should just snap in, hopefully. Whoops, I am no good at this because, there you go. And then let's put the back on. Should be magnetic, yep. And voila, you got that. This bit, pretty hard plastic. It's 2 pieces. This one, the front has this kind of nice matte material, nice and smooth. And it's a kickstand. If you're familiar with the Surface, whoops, do be careful, as you can see. Hopefully you can see. I know the camera's just adjust my camera a bit. Here you are. And here's the kickstand. I was saying be careful because you can see, look, straight away, look, it's pretty easy. It's not the strongest, so you have to think about it. I think, is it me? I just feel like the last year's model felt stronger. And there you go. Pretty good. Just peel this off. Not bad, not bad. Here you go, you take that off. And you can still use this. There's some reviews saying it's not as lappable because anybody who uses the Surface Pro, you'll know that the kickstand digs into your knees and it kind of wobbles a bit. It's not as secure. Unlike the iPad keyboard where everything's kind of wrapped around, that's definitely more lappable. Okay, then that's about it for the unboxing. Hope everyone saw that. I was just too busy actually unboxing it and not even checking what I was filming really. So anyway, appreciate that. I'm going to use it for a few days when I get a chance, because now I'm actually back at work. And it's like I said, I've been out of work for over 5 months, and working again, it feels weird. You know what, sometimes I feel like I just don't want to work because I'm enjoying doing nothing. Just YouTube videos, going out when I feel like it, waking up when I feel like it. Maybe win the lottery and resign, retire. But in the meantime, yeah, this is unboxing. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, all that cool stuff. Until next time, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. Please do stay safe. Goodbye now.